Shalom, tout gloire c'est pour mon Dieu dans le ciel là. Yahweh, dans l'amplification, Yahweh shine dans son esprit. Double honneur pour tout apôtre dans Dieu, merci avec Bishop, sur Elders, et puis tout frère qui a prêché dans le monde, sincèrement. Nous sommes des messages, et puis tout frère avec ce capteur message à tout. Nous sommes des messages, c'est un message qui édifie, et puis vraiment Dieu, et puis vraiment mon bon Dieu de Père, Yahweh, l'étendue pour le message là, pour étendre. Mais avant de commencer, je vais faire l'introduction de Dieu de Père, qui c'est Yahweh, et puis nous on veut dire d'exister. Et puis, vraiment, petit garçon, c'est Yahweh Shah Mashiach, qui veut dire c'est deliverer ou bien redeemer. Et puis, il a venu seulement pour sauver le peuple Israël. Mais dans le temps, ça, on peut dire que le peuple Israël avec un nègre noir, un nègre latino, un nègre native américain, qui vivent dans tout coin du monde, qui semble à toute nation, et ont pratiqué coutume, nation, ils étaient là-dedans, à pratiquer. Mais là, ok, après ça, c'est introduction, leçon. Mais, petite leçon, je dis, c'est Attack ICE dans Los Angeles. So, ICE, c'est organisation qui immigrant. So, ça, il y a basically, il y a déporté moun back dans pays côté sorti même. Mais moun y a, so, gon attaque a fait dans Los Angeles qu'on a, so, m'a monté vidéo. Mais avant m'a vidéo, m'a dit ça, fair use, fair use. This is for educational purpose, not for monetary purpose. So, moi, j'ai vidéo qu'on a. C'est 4 minutes.
Against federal immigration raids have gone into their fifth day. Trump administration is sending 700 Marines to the city.
And President Trump ordered the deployment of 2,000 more California National Guard troops, making for a total of 4,000 over the objections of Governor Gavin Newsom, who was challenging the action in court. Our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, is on the scene for us there in L.A. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Robin. It is entirely possible that by the end of today, we will see nearly 5,000 combined California National Guard and Marines deployed here in Southern California. The question is, where will they be housed? Where will they be sent? As you mentioned, California Governor Gavin Newsom insisting they are not needed here. And last night, we were out here just outside this federal complex watching an overwhelming number of local law enforcement break up protests of about several hundred people here much more quickly than they had in previous nights. Overnight, hundreds of police in riot gear facing down protesters for a fourth consecutive night of clashes. The administration now making the unprecedented move of dispatching 700 active duty Marines to the streets of Los Angeles and increasing the California National Guard presence to over 4,000. Throughout much of the day, a quiet tension had settled over the city. That didn't stop the administration from bypassing the governor, who said he did not ask for this support and doesn't want it.
You can see how much smoke is being deployed on the other side by the LAPD. That is, these officers are moving people away from the federal building. You can see federal law enforcement there at California National Guard, and there's skirmishes right up and down this street with law enforcement.
This protester, Addie, says she's been out on the protest lines for 4 consecutive days now.
Why is this personal for you?
It's personal for me. I was undocumented once. I came to this country when I was 5 years old. I've lived here without an identity until I was 20 years old. Thanks to my mother, thanks to my grandmother, who came here and led the way, I've been able to have a successful career.
And overnight, California Governor Gavin Newsom mocking the deployments.
The absurdity of this cannot be understated. There were 2,000 National Guard that were, quote unquote, deployed, of which only 315 actually were mission assigned. 1,700 have no particular role or responsibility.
Embattled LA Mayor Karen Bass warning that Trump might be using LA as a trial run for other cities.
A test case for what happens when the federal government moves in and takes the authority away from the state or away from local government. I don't think that our city should be used for an experiment. Well, maybe we can do this to other cities.
Earlier in the day, the president suggesting that Newsom should be happy he sent in the military, that Southern California was a, quote, mess. He even suggested it might be a good idea if his border czar, Tom Homan, arrested the California governor.
I would do it if I were Tom. I think it's great.
When asked by our Karen Travers what crime Newsom has committed to warrant arrest, the president responding,
I think his primary crime is running for governor because he's done such a bad job.
Newsom in a post on X writing, Donald Trump admits he will arrest a sitting governor simply because he ran for office. I asked border czar Tom Homan about the feud this morning. The president said arresting
I
Gavin
think
Newsom is a great idea.
The governor's
He
backing
said
me.
that's what
the
you should be doing.
the president's backing me up. If you violate the law, and he knows better than anybody. He's a president of the United States, and they arrested him.
Homan overseeing part of the federal response on the ground from Los Angeles. The administration recently slamming protesters for concealing their faces with masks. Critics arguing ICE agents have been concealing their identities using face coverings and unmarked vans.
Why don't you ask me why the protesters are wearing masks? Why are they wearing masks? To hide their identities because they don't want to go to jail.
Correct. But they're protesters are not employees of the federal
government.
government.
Our officers are wearing masks to protect themselves and their families.
Now, Homan also telling me that those ICE raids and arrests will continue night after night here in Los Angeles and elsewhere in the country, and that likely means more protests. And I wanted to give folks at home a sense of what we talk about when we speak of these non-lethal or less lethal rounds. This is one of those spongy rounds that's typically fired on the ground. It sprays out at the legs of protesters. This is a 40-millimeter rubber-tipped round. Now, these are designed to hurt, but they're not designed to maim or to kill protesters. George.
Okay, Matt, thanks very much.
Bon, ça c'est vidéo, man. So, ça qui a passé dans le cadre ça, c'est pas de créer une pile division. Parce que ouais, gouverneur avec un président a discuté, man. Ça, on est dans la Bible, ça, Egypt versus Egypt. On prend, qui ça, on quoi ça, t'as l'air de chercher là. Quoi c'est Isaiah Egypt versus Egypt. Egypt KJV. Quoi c'est Isaiah 19 verset 2. Après ça, man. So confusion. Tout le monde qui est dans le web ça sont pas qui confusion. Well, hopefully like on est qui ça capable man. Parce que ça va créer un pile division parce que ça va passer dans Californie. Ils peuvent faire une chain reaction dans tout le reste de passé. Même quand on peut mon regarder ça pas un bah ça tout va passer, il fait 1-2 semaines ça tout va pas retourner back. Tout le monde passe, il peut faire enjoy summer, il pas connaître ça, gros bague qui va passer là, man. So on voit ça Bible dit dans événement ça, man. Parce qu'on lit dans Matthieu 24 verset 6 qui dit ça, and ye shall hear of rumors. We shall and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Parce que la Bible dit ça, on attend des rumeurs de guerre et puis threat. Qu'est-ce que ça threat. KJV. I mean translate. Translate. Threat. Menace. Parce que ça gagne toujours gagne menace. Si that you may not be trouble, même si tu es ça puis paniquer. For all these things must come to pass. Tout ça supposé passer. But the end is not yet. Mais fin pas là. So même si tu as des rumeurs de guerre, autant de guerre, rumeurs de guerre, bah ça et puis autant de disons ça puis paniquer parce que tout ça supposé passer, mais fin pas là de Dieu, man. Et puis verset 7 dit ça, for nation shall rise against nation, parce que nation peut lever contre nation. Kingdom against kingdom, pour gagner royaume avec royaume. So pays pour lever pays, royaume pour lever par qui royaume qui dirige là, mais qu'on a gagné royaume de Isaïe qui n'entend ça ou après le nèg blanc, ou gagné royaume États-Unis, anglais, Russie, ça gros pays dans le monde là, man. Et puis ça and there shall be famine, pas gain famine dans tout quoi, ouais famine qui a créé par monde parce que soit regarder dans Middle East là, tant que Palestine avec Israël a goumé konya et puis Israël couper supplies manger pour peuple là men. Peuple palestinien que le bois men. Ça vient créer grand goût soit dans pays africain men gain control famine. Ouais gain guerre civile dans pays ça et puis on parti serrer manger pour on l'autre parti pas manger. Ça tout bail ça men. Ou bien lever food prices je moun pas acheter ça crée famine tout men. Et bien ça pestilence, so pestilence toute vieille maladie men. D'accord, C19 là t'as dominé monde là 5 ans passé men. Juste qu'on y a mon c'est la diapers dans figure toujours men. Faut bail ça men. Et puis toute l'autre vieille maladie et ils ont créé dans la bio men. Tout bail ça men. And earthquakes in diverse places, et tremblement de terre dans différentes places. Gen se kote ou kon tande ki tou ap frape an tremblement de terre, men konen ap tande tremblement de terre pase kote, yu pase. Se ase tremblement de terre nan, gen se evenman. Tanko la, nan Etats-Unis, nan Midwest Etats-Unis, touj gen tornado, tanko tourbillon, mwen kwa se konsare de la kwa men. Men, ou pap jen moun tourbillon pase nan on state, ki le tanko New York, Massachusetts, pase la pap jen baye sa men. To la, nan Massachusetts, sou rete nan North-East la toujou fè nej. Moun pa jam tan do wap wè nej tanko nan Florida, tanko Haiti. So bagay sa se even sa kwa pase kon ya men. E pi, verse 8 din sa, all these things are the beginning of sorrow. Men tout bagay sa se komansman de pen. So, riot sa ka pase ya men. So son riot ka on control opposition pou kreye chaos. So, only live parce ou pal wè sa nan parce Bibla te profese tout bagay se ka pase apel. Tout bagay se ka pase se bagay ki pase pou san rezon. Yo pase parce yon bagay ki pou al fè. Yo fè rad la parce li pou al cause yon bagay men. An wè sa Bibla di nan 2 Ezra, nan 2 Ezra 15 verset 16. Li di sa, for there shall be sedition among men. So pal gen insurrection nan mitan moun. Parce sa insurrection son bagay ap kreye chaos. Riot la son form de insurrection. Parce sop gade moun nan riot yo men. Moun kap fe riot yo, mette mas nan fig yo. Moun kap stop riot yo, mette mas nan fig yo. Ki sa vè di men? Sa vè di son bagay sa situation ki tan kontrole men. Ou moun ap boule machine, moun ap tire wash sou machine, kraze, brise store. Sa pal kreye gros chaos men. Parce kon pi moun ap gade bagay sa, sa pou moun detiju li pal pase. Men yo sa pa realize, li pal fon chain reactions. So sa nou ka pase nan der Etats-Unis, pal vin Etats-Unis men. Lò di moun nan Etats-Unis sa yu bay kwa men. Parce yo kontine fokus a lan job yo, ou li temperati a bien bel, so yal lan beach, yal lan plaj, yal lan vakans. Sa yu bay konen se chaos ki pal antre la men. Pwè lan vakans wap tou ete koto ete men, wap tou nan kon men. So, li di sa, invading one another, so moun pral komanse invade lot men. Se sa ki pral fe. So, si moun pa gen manje la ka li pa gen lo, li pral entri nan ka moun li konen gen. Voisinage ou te konen tom son voisinage ou konen pou 15-20 an, ou se paren pizit li, ou konen tom toujou gen l'ajan, toujou gen manje, toujou brag li gen manje, ou pral di tom, bon, ti manje nan pou baye fami men. Tom a di sa, nan tan sa mbaga pab. So di wa, ou pa pike, ou pa l'klok, tom an kou de poing, ou bon tuel, ou pa manje sa tom genyan men. Et tan sa nou rive la men. And they shall not regard the kings or princes. You pa regard kings and princes, ki di moun ki nan autorite. So wap pon polis, ou pa pike le polis nan kon men. Paso ou ben zon bagay, ou pa l'pran men polis la to, li pa nan sityasyon, li pa gen pou fonksyon to. Li pa l'ben zon bagay to, li pa l'fisyo to men. So ou pa l'pran pou tue polis la men. So politisyen, ou pa pike le politisyen kon, paske politisyen se mizè fè, moun pa se mizè men. Paske ya viv nan bel chateau, yu ka voyaje tout kote, yu gen tout manje, tout bay resource yu gen yo men. So pal rivo, walo yu pal tre yo men. Yu pal... That's basic on ya. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, so tanke la prezident an pe ya, Trump, moun pap ke nan, de kep moun ke nan posisyon, ke ou gen posisyon vice president, senator, governor, moun pap ke an komen. E pi sa, and the course of the action shall stand in the power, e pi moun pral pran aksyon sou tet yo men. So si moun an bezen tel bagay, li pral pran direktement, li pa bezen kye de, men tel lwa ki zou pa ka fe sa, yu pa kye. Pap gen, bezen ki pap gen prison, men prison pral kraze to, paske si se nan pral kraze, tout prison ni pral invade vil, ya fe salve le men. E pi sa, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. So, on moun pral benze a lon vil pap kale, sa ke sa, paske pral gen chaos everywhere. Paske right sa pral create chaos, moun pral kraze, brise, tout bagay men. So, yu pral bloke city ya, ken pral fe sa, yu pral release martial law. So, law fe martial law, yu pral mette moun, yu pral mette curfew, yu pral contain moun non sel lokasyon men. E pi soumez al nan tel kote, wap bezen tel access. So, martial law sa pral kreye MOTB ki di mark de bet la men. Yap don sa, wap bezen gen mark de bet la soumez al tel kote men. So pa gen, ou pa kate men. E pi sa, for because of their pride, the city shall be the trouble. Paske, paske, pride. Paske fiyete yo, villa pral detui. The house shall be destroyed. Pas de kay pral krasé, lè de kay la pral krasé. Li pral, ou ka gade, ou gade lan desan. Moun ap invade lot, yap krasé brise, e pi, fami, parce papa, bezen fè, madame nan fè tel, ou el a pase mizèl pa kapam anko, li submit sou sistem nan, pi Maria pa vle submit, sa pral kreye division nan fami men. And men shall be free, so moun pral pè men. So, sityasyon sa kal pase a son precursor de sak pral pase nan future nan very soon. Li do a 3 mwa, 6 mwa. So, li pral precursor pou ultimate chaos. So, basically, nou nan we nan early stage of Jacob's trouble amen. So, se leson sa men, se leson ki edifiye, pi moun Diyo le pe Yahawa vle tan de mesaja pou tan del. Apo sa mdi, Shalom.